Rick Harrison, sentenced to life in prison. That headline didn't just appear, it exploded. Within hours, it was stamped across YouTube thumbnails, flashing through viral TikToks, and filling up gossip blogs like wildfire. It was impossible to scroll without seeing his name, and a dramatic headline screaming the unthinkable. Fans were stunned. Longtime viewers of Pawn Stars couldn't believe it. How could the face of the world's most famous pawn shop suddenly be facing life behind bars? Whispers turned into shock, shock into rumors, and soon, people everywhere started asking the same burning question. What in the world happened to Rick Harrison? Stay with me until the end, because the truth behind this viral chaos is far crazier and more revealing than anyone expected. Before we pull apart the rumor, let's rewind a bit. Rick Harrison didn't just wake up famous one day. Long before TV stardom, he was grinding it out at his family's gold and silver pawn shop in the heart of Las Vegas. Born in 1965, Rick grew up learning the art of negotiation from his father, Richard the Old Man Harrison, a man known for his sharp instincts and even sharper tongue. In 1989, their little pawn shop opened its doors, tucked away in a city known for high rollers and fast cash. Over time, it became a hidden gem, attracting collectors, tourists, and anyone looking to make a quick deal. Rick wasn't just running a store, he was living the art of negotiation every single day. Then came 2009. That's when Pawn Stars launched on the History Channel. The show exploded into a global phenomenon almost overnight. Suddenly, Rick's savvy business sense, quick wit, and dry humor were beamed into millions of homes every week. He became an unlikely pop culture icon, someone regular people related to. Not a flashy celebrity flaunting private jets and gold chains. Just a guy running a family business and doing it exceptionally well. So how did we get from a beloved reality star to life in prison? It didn't happen overnight. It started small, the way these internet wildfires usually do. A few clickbait YouTube videos popped up with outrageous titles like Rick Harrison exposed and Pawn Stars boss sentenced for life. No credible news outlets reported anything. No court documents, no police mugshots. Not a single verified source backed it up, but it didn't matter. Once a few creators saw the clicks and views rolling in, the floodgates opened. TikTok started dramatizing fake courtroom scenes, complete with tearful farewells and imaginary testimonies. Memes showed Rick behind bars looking devastated. And just like that, the internet decided Rick Harrison was doomed, no evidence required. It was a classic case of sensationalism drowning out the truth. One share, one view, one like at a time. So here's the actual truth. Rick Harrison has not been sentenced to life in prison, not even close. In reality, he's been living his regular life, running the pawn shop, making television appearances, and sharing updates with fans. If there had been any serious criminal charges against him, major outlets like CNN, Fox News, NBC, or even AP would have been all over it. Yet none of them reported a single word. Fact checkers moved fast too, quickly tearing apart the viral claims and labeling them as completely false. It turns out the whole life sentence story was 100% fabricated, no charges. No courtroom drama, no sentencing. Just another internet wildfire built on absolutely nothing but shock value and clickbait. Meanwhile, Rick Harrison, he kept moving forward, building his business, staying connected to fans, and staying far away from the jail cell the internet tried to trap him in. Now, that doesn't mean Rick's life has been all smooth sailing. Far from it. In 2022, Rick found himself tangled in a messy lawsuit, but it wasn't criminal. It was personal, and it hit close to home. His own mother, Joanne Rue Harrison, filed a lawsuit accusing Rick of mishandling family assets after his father's death. She claimed Rick was blocking her access to the family trust, mismanaging business profits, and freezing her out of what she rightfully deserved. The accusations painted an ugly picture of a family at war over legacy and money. But even with all the emotions running high, it was still a civil matter, not a criminal one. No jail time, no handcuffs. And Rick's not the only Pawn Stars figure who's been through public messes. Fans might remember Chumlee's legal troubles back in 2016, when police raided his home and found drugs and firearms, leading to some serious charges. Corey Harrison, Rick's son, also made headlines for all the wrong reasons in 2023 after a DUI arrest. But Rick himself, he's managed to steer clear of any criminal charges. No hidden felonies, no secret crimes. just family drama, business battles, and the complicated mess that sometimes comes when fame, fortune, and family collide. But here's the bigger question. Why did people believe it so easily? Why were millions ready to accept the idea that Rick Harrison had suddenly become a criminal mastermind facing life behind bars? Simple. Drama sells. Scandal sticks. Humans are wired to react emotionally when they see the mighty fall. It's irresistible, like watching a slow-motion car crash. And in today's world, it doesn't take much for false information to explode. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, they're all designed to push the most shocking, outrageous headlines to the top. It doesn't matter if it's true. If it makes you click, if it makes you watch, it wins. That's how misinformation spreads faster, louder, and messier than the boring old truth ever could. And once it starts snowballing, stopping it becomes almost impossible. One viral post leads to another, and suddenly a complete lie becomes accepted fact to millions. This whole Rick Harrison mess isn't just another internet fluke. It's a giant neon warning sign, a reminder that in a world drowning in information, we've got to be smarter, sharper, and a whole lot more skeptical. Before you hit that share button on some jaw-dropping headline, before you forward that juicy link to a friend, stop and ask yourself a few simple questions. Where's the proof? Is a real, credible news outlet covering this? Does it sound a little too wild to be real? If the answer feels off, chances are it is. Learning to double-check facts isn't just a good habit anymore. It's survival. It's the only way to navigate a digital world where fake news can explode overnight and destroy reputations, businesses, and lives without a shred of truth behind it. In a world where lies move faster than facts, your skepticism might just be your greatest superpower. So what's Rick really up to these days? Far from sitting in a jail cell, Rick is still deeply involved with the gold and silver pawn shop. He's still filming new content, making public appearances, and connecting with fans. And beyond business, Rick faced a personal tragedy in 2024. The death of his son, Adam Harrison, due to a fentanyl overdose. Since then, Rick's become vocal about fighting the fentanyl crisis, raising awareness about the dangers of synthetic opioids. In March 2025, Rick also announced his engagement to Angie Palushkin, a bright spot after a tough year. Far from falling apart, Rick's building a future and using his platform to make a real difference. At the end of the day, Rick Harrison isn't sitting in prison. He's standing strong, running his business, loving his family, and pushing for change. The life sentence rumor, just that, a rumor. But it's a powerful example of how fast false stories can spread if we're not careful. So next time you see a shocking headline, ask yourself, is this real or just another internet fantasy? Stay curious, stay skeptical, and most importantly, stay informed. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, comment your thoughts, share this video with friends, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss a true story from the noise. See you in the next one.